Here is a poem and flowers and trees. Here is a music and mountains and sea. Beautiful sights of rivers and sky. All other beauties in Turkmenistan.
Deryatı coşkun, bağları osman, belent başı dağ değil, yürük asman, gülleyen, güleşen, yedi diyarım, aydın sağlar yurdu, can Turkmenistan, Turkmenistan, Turkmenistan.
Fuck it. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
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 Doing it live. Fuck it.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Tonight on Stumbling Down History Road, we're going to be talking about a little-known country, Turkmenistan, and some of the dictators / rulers of it of the more recent years. I'm Jackson.
I'm Garrett. Thanks for having me again, guys.
I'm D. Not a problem.
So, before we really get into it again, I want to give it that quick little shout-out. 250 subscribers. Shirt giveaway. We're at like 139, 140-ish right now. We're getting ever so closer. Yeah,
Let's go. So, if you like this video or if you don't like this video, please, either way, like and subscribe.
You know, the whole shtick.
Whatever. All right.
So, fuck it, we're doing it live.
Yeah. Just double checking something there.
Yeah. We're double checking that we're doing it live. All right, so Turkmenistan. So, honestly,
where do we start?
Honestly, before you guys were like, "Oh, we're gonna talk about Turkmenistan," I really didn't even know shit about Turkmenistan.
Most people don't even know that it's a country in America.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a country in America, but most people in America don't even
it.
know that it's a country.
In America.
It's not in America. Georgia's in America.
Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
Same.
There's a country called Georgia, too.
Yeah.
Forget that sometimes.
Yeah, Jamaica, too.
That's not real. That's an island.
Jamaica, Queensman.
Jamaica's an island. That's not real.
Yeah. So is Jamaica, Queens.
Well, Jamaica.
No, it's not an island. But anyway, so we digress.
It's on an island.
So
wait, doesn't Jamaica like share the same property with Cuba, or am I thinking of somewhere else?
No, that's the DR.
The DR.
Okay, so yeah.
And it's not Cuba.
No, the DR doesn't share property with Jamaica. You can see it; it's close. But the DR is directly located next to
Haiti. Yeah.
Because I could have
geography. That's what you subscribe to us for. Geography.
Yeah, I was like
Turkmenistan.
So speaking of geography,
little-ish country.
Yeah.
In the Central Asia, Middle East.
It's located near Afghanistan,
Iran, Kazakhstan,
Pakistan.
Yep.
All
just north of Iran, just south of Kazakhstan, and in between like Pakistan and Afghanistan and all that.
So, in its early inception into, I guess, existence in its infancy, it was ruled by the Soviet Union.
Well, we can talk even before that.
It also goes
I guess before that, it was more like a herders
it was,
and
nomads.
It was
nomads.
It was very much so. From what I understand, it seems to be
a nomadic tribal area with chiefs and things like that, centered around Abagast.
It seems to center around basically like a ridge of mountains, and then a very important river that runs through the middle of it.
Yep.
Well, now it kind of runs a little bit differently because of the Soviets, but that's a different story.
But yeah, kind of centered around like Abagast and things like that. We will butcher every single fucking name that we say. Look at us. We are not any type of people that should be pronouncing things that are not in our wheelhouse.
Yeah, I can barely pronounce most of the English language properly, especially after.
I know you can't spell it. So.
I can't spell most of it for sure, which is all right.
But it was this little nomadic area. Didn't really have much of a actual name or a country. More or less just tribal regions. And with that, after World War II happened, obviously Soviet Russia, USSR became one of the superpowers.
Not after World War II, because Turkmenistan, the Turk people, fought in World War II under the Soviet power.
It's like missing half its fucking shell.
No, not. They lost a lot of people, including. No, not. It's in the books. Turkmenbashi's father was killed by the Germans in World War II. They fought for the Soviets in World War II.
Who started off fighting with the Axis and switched over because they realized...
bad guys.
No,
also, don't mind us snacking.
They switched over because Russia invaded a country that we didn't want them to invade, and then we gave that country a bunch of arms, and they turned around and used those arms against us many years later. That's how that went down. That's why the Soviet Union defected from
the Axis in World War II?
the good guys.
In Soviet Russia.
From the good guys? How they defected from the good guys in World War II? You're saying that the Axis power were the good guys in World War II?
No.
Phrasing.
Rephrasing.
Okay. He was talking about when they separated from the Axis powers when Germany decided to invade Russia.
Yeah.
That's what he was
In
talking
winter
about.
of all fucking things.
Yeah, everybody knows you don't win a land war against Russia.
Well, you don't do a ground invasion against Russia during the winter. Unless you're Japan. Oh, to be fair, they didn't start out in the winter.
Yeah. But the Turkmen people have been around, like we said, nomadic tribes. And after World War II, they kind of get realized in, I think it's 1956, that it actually becomes a real country and designated as like Turkmenistan. They were annexed in 1881. Yeah, see, you were correct on that. But 1952 is when it became a constitute republic of the Soviet Union. That was the year. And then they more or less just followed along Soviet Russia, and it wasn't until Mikhail Gorbachev came along, and things were kind of like shaken up a little bit. Now,
Well,
we do have to talk about Turkmenbashi, and I'm going to say this.
So,
I will say his name one time. I will say his proper name one time. Let me get this out real fast, and then we can talk about it. His name was Saparmurat Niyazov. Go ahead.
His full title is His Excellency Saparmurat Turkmenbashi, President of Turkmenistan and Chairman of the Cabinet of Ministers.
Niyazov.
Pretty sure he is very much dead. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, he died in 2006, 2005.
Okay.
Generalissimo Francisco Franco is
Go
still
ahead.
dead.
So
If you get that right.
there was an earthquake in Ashgabat, right?
Yes,
So now,
1946.
like I was saying, so in 1948 there was an earthquake.
48? I thought
Yeah.
it was 46.
So the earthquake kind of is what led the Soviet Union from trying to break away from the whole tie to Turkmenistan, because Soviet Union rather, had it this whole everything is perfectly fine. There are no dents in our armor. Nothing goes wrong. Everybody must follow us. Everybody must obey us because we are
So perfect.
We are perfect. So they basically
Still very much that Stalinism, like, do no wrong.
they basically ignored the whole earthquake, which destroyed the whole village. Right? It killed Turkmenbashi's
Parents.
Parents. No,
Well, mother.
His mother and his brothers.
Yeah.
Were both killed in it,
He became an orphan.
and he became an orphan. Right?
Little orphan
And he
turkey.
became part of the Soviet cause. He was a part of the whole Soviet Union. He was in the some sort of parliament part of the Soviet Union, and then he starts to break away, and he starts to be part of he wants to be part of the Turkmen democracy. So he starts with that up.
He was fine being underneath. So he was still part of he was a communist leader up until 1991 is when he actually gets separated from Soviet Russia, thanks to this wonderful
Coup.
What?
It was a coup.
Yes, but that was I was talking more along the lines of, and that was a coup against Mikhail Gorbachev.
Oh, those fucking...
All right, so
Anyway.
we're going to talk about the coup. The coup of Mikhail Gorbachev, that happened in 1991, yes, but I was talking more along the lines of when Gorbachev actually dissolved the USSR and turned it back into Russia. That happened Christmas 1991, and it was shortly after that, very shortly, when, because they were the coup, Turkmenbashi, whose name again I will not say because I said it once. That's all you get, people. Fuck you.
Kind of like saying Turkmenbashi anyway, better.
Yeah. he was
Wouldn't
very.
you think Turkmenbashi is two separate words?
No, it's one.
I know that, but it sounds like it would be. That's why I said.
Well, it
Wouldn't you
technically
think?
means a title. It means head of Turkmen, or
Yes.
father of Turkmens.
Yeah.
So it's technically more of a phrase just turned into a word.
No, but I'm saying the phrase Turkmenbashi. It's one whole word. It's not Turkmen.
Space.
Turkmenbashi.
Yeah.
Yeah, which it's basically just a title meaning head of Turkmen. Yeah.
So
It's like saying El Presidente or some shit.
so Turkmenbashi, he gets appointed in.
Yeah, but El Presidente is two words.
He gets appointed in the 80s by Gorbachev as basically being like the leader of Turkmenistan because Gorbachev just couldn't be bothered. And during this time, there was some unruliness between Gorbachev because he wanted to more or less be a little bit more of a hands-off type ruler, from what I remember looking up. I wasn't born during this time, little known fact. Ooh. So it's hard to find all the records. You know, everything is very opinionated during this time. Before we talk about the coup and really get more into it, even though we were kind of into it, I do want to talk about the fact that because he was raised in a Russian orphanage, he married a Russian Jewish wife, and that was kind of like a big deal for them back in this time, you know?
Right.
But with that, he was kind of like just not a fuck up, and that's all it took in order for him to really be put into power. He didn't excel in anything. He just was an all right dude from everything that I've been able to find. The Turkmenistan is incredibly hard to find anything like legitimate. It is consistently ranked as one of the poorest for human rights. One of the lowest in human rights.
And they rank some of some of the highest political prisoners.
Yes. Especially based off of population and area. But, oh yeah, yeah. He fucking took that silence the opposition shit serious.
Right. Well, I mean, that's pretty much how a dictator continues to stroke the
Yeah.
flame. How else? Yeah.
Well, that and usually rampant fucking corruption amongst him and his
Well, I mean, we'll get into all the corruption because that's
Well,
basically
We'll get into that.
all
and
it
we'll-
is.
we'll-
It's
we'll-
corruption. The whole
it's
country
so
is all corrupt.
They basically pulled a Venezuela. Is it Venezuela doing that shit?
So
guys?
I do
Which
want
one
to
is
say we'll get into that and a lot of the cult of personality and like super fun facts that things we've been able to find because holy fuck are some
Okay.
of these things silly. But
First off, before he even showed up, the Soviets lit a giant fucking fire pit in the middle of the country.
Yeah.
no,
but-
no, not
that
before he
did
showed
happen-
up.
Yeah, that happened in what?
That was 1970 something.
Yeah.
And
Still
they
burning
are
too.
It's still burned. Yeah, they don't know how to put it out.
they are the last I heard about it, they were talking about trying to fill it in.
That's what I figured. They're like, oh, we don't know how to turn it out. I'm like, how do you put out a fucking fire in the ground? You fucking fill it in with dirt.
So
The country is like
so
I mean, what they could
87% fucking desert. You
so
can't
this is
relocate sand.
this is a very well known and internet like little icon thing. The gateway to hell, the door to hell. It's a sinkhole that happened in the 1970s.
I think it's a
and
natural gas reserve.
It is
right?
natural gas.
well,
It
that's
is-
Because
So-
they have one of the biggest natural gas
Exactly.
reserves in the entire.
they're in the top
That's-
6
Yeah,
from what
and
I've been
that's
able to find.
Yeah, and so they were one
Natural gas and oil. Sorry.
of, and also textile.
Wait, we haven't bombed the shit out of them then yet?
We'll talk about that.
So yeah, that's kind of why the Soviet Union even gave a shit about them in the first place because
Yeah, like I said, they
the
redirected the whole fucking
textiles,
river.
the
Yep.
fucking and the natural gases.
Resources. It's always fucking
Yeah,
resources.
it's always the resources.
Why does an emperor? Why does an empire do what it does? Fucking resources and money.
Yeah.
So,
Well, hell, we did some imperialism back in the day.
no.
You ever look up the Banana Republic?
We pretty much still are.
Well, no, because that's a direct reference to basically we
Star Wars.
No, we fucking invaded a country for its bananas, and then installed people that we wanted there for its bananas.
Are you talking about Hawaii?
No, different. One of the Caribbean ones, I think.
So,
So
He was
not
instilled in
just a
power
start.
in the 1980s as like a, fucking communist putting in, just listening to Gorbachev and that type of shit, right?
What's that?
We have a pet.
Is it alive?
Really?
Yeah, you just watched it move.
No, I fucking flicked it.
Here, look, ready? Ooh.
No, you're moving it.
No, I'm not.
Oh shit! Get
Yeah.
rid of it.
It's one of those little, what do they call it? Silverfish?
Get rid of that thing.
What
I don't know. What do you want to do with it?
is
It's
it
gonna
fucking...
it's gonna eat us.
No, it's not. It's up. Okay, first off, his new name is Thomas.
Thomas the silverfish. Well, you
Yeah.
do something about him. Because he's fucking looking at me, and I think he wants to. I think he wants to fucking fight.
I mean, I don't have anything to put him in, otherwise I'd take him outside.
And fight him. If I get you something, will you take him outside?
I mean,
Jackson, you're the biggest one out of all of us. You take care of him.
here, put him in this. Come
Come on, little buddy.
on, get in the bag.
Come eat some M&M thingies
Yeah.
that are
Get
clearly,
in the bag.
they're clearly 75 years old.
This is all fucking YouTube gold trying to fucking...
This bag of M&Ms
Not
is
sponsored.
the first bag of M&Ms that was ever fucking made.
Not sponsored.
That's
No, just it's pretzel M&Ms, and pretzel M&Ms are kind of like not the easy to find in some places for some reason. Like,
I'm just cutting the shit, so.
the silverfish has gotten closer. And now
oh my gosh, I just kill it.
No, don't kill it. Just get it out of here. This is definitely not in my contract. Silverfishes.
Come here, you little fucker.
The hell is that thing?
Where'd you...
Where's animal control?
Your animal control.
Whoa! He fucking jumps.
No, I think I flicked
He's
him
now in
with
front of that.
the... I think I flicked him with the bag by accident.
He fucking jumped. The thing goddamn jumped on me. Well, now he's dead.
Is he dead? Yeah, I think he might be dead now.
That there gator did.
All right, I'm sorry I killed Thomas.
Oh, Thomas is dead.
All right.
All right, back to the natural resources and why they can't put out the fucking giant cunt hole in the fucking desert.
Anyway, we don't talk about backstage stuff. Unless we talk about backstage stuff.
Can we talk about backdoor stuff if we can't talk about backstage stuff?
Backdoor Sluts 9, but that's the worst porno ever made.
All right.
Oh, come on, just have some fun with it,
Yo,
my
can you
dude.
smile for 35 fucking seconds? Unbelievable.
Anyway, so yeah, they made the hell
This
pit.
is Jackson, our producer. He was tragically born without a funny bone.
I go like when we're not on camera, he'd probably be just goofing off doing the same thing. But the second we're on camera, he's doing the serious personality bit. You gotta love it.
Yeah. He's so freaking good at it.
So anyway,
And he old too. Back to the facts. Back to the news, Jackson. You want to give us the weather there, D?
it's raining sideways.
All right. And that's everything for you folks.
So anyway, yeah, the Soviets rerouted that fucking river from earlier.
Yeah, so the Soviets
They made a whole ass lake.
Yeah, and that thing basically ran through almost the whole country, and then they were like, we don't need it to go through here. We'll just redirect it and just cut it off here and stop it. Whatever. We'll just destroy all
I
of
think they
it.
put up a hydroelectric dam and made it into a lake too, at one point.
I mean, why not? Fucking Soviet. Do whatever you want.
So,
The comrades.
And I mean,
Turkmenistan came into power in the 1980s.
well,
Then he had to deal with the fact that, there was, what's his name, Boris Yankov before Mikhail Gorbachev, and then Mikhail Gorbachev.
Wait, are you thinking about Anton Yelkin? No, I know who you're talking. Yeah, the guy just before Gorbachev.
Pretty sure it was Boris Yankov, right?
Was he the one with the thing on his
You're like
fucking
90.
head?
No, that's
I don't
Gorbachev.
know.
Was that Gorbachev with the?
I remember Gorbachev. I don't remember.
I remember when what was it? Fucking Police Squad in the second movie where he fucking wipes that shit off his fucking head. You ever see the second? And then they go ahead and directly rip that entire fucking opening sequence off in Family Guy. Yeah, because it was the second Naked Gun film.
They got 33 to third.
No, that's the third one. It was Naked Gun
2.5.
Yeah.
Constantinople.
Chernenko.
Chernenko.
Oh, Chernenko. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so it was
Oh,
Chernenko.
Chernenko.
Nobody said his first name. It must have it was Gorbachev.
So Chernenko had power up until 85. Gorbachev had power from 85 to 91 because that's how the USSR dissolved itself. There was a coup d'etat upon Gorbachev, and honestly, from everything that I was able to find on Turkmenistan, he kind of just wanted to stay like out of it, not really siding with the coup, not really siding with Gorbachev, because he didn't want to get involved and risk his lives of his people.
Fair.
Yeah. And it wasn't until the coup d'etat where he even was like, all right, I'm going to... Until after the coup d'etat where it seemed as though Gorbachev was actually going to lose control, and he was like, tell you what, here's our little piece of paper saying we want some freedom. And it was
Freedom.
And it was like a month before the USSR was dissolved or something like that, apparently. So he still had, they were still under USSR. He was still of the Soviet regime, and then USSR dissolved on Christmas 1991. Great Christmas gift to everybody.
Yeah, didn't David Hasselhoff saying as the wall was being crumbled, or was that a different day?
Sure.
No, because I
Next
remember
day-
David Hasselhoff in a fucking light up tuxedo
Next day,
singing on the fucking wall.
Turkmenbashi is now basically like the most powerful man in Turkmenistan. And this is where things start
The
getting
most powerful man in Turkmenistan.
This is where things start getting a little unruly. Do we want to talk a little bit about some of his cult of personality?
Well, I mean, first
First
of all, he names himself president for life. He
I mean,
takes
that's a lot of
over.
dictator moves.
No. So he had two elections.
Two.
He had two elections, and they were all 99.5% for him and 99.8% voter show out. Because 100% voter show out is impossible. That was the logic there.
Yeah. In essence, he names himself the president for life. And then
El Presidente for life.
he goes on just a...
I do want to make a couple quick notes of importance politically that he had around the world. As stated, one of the top 6 largest natural gas and oil reserves. So he kind of just was thrust upon this worldly fucking amount of money.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know Dubai. This is Central Asia's fucking Abagas. That is their Dubai.
Dude, fucking Dubai is
But
ridiculous.
in Dubai, there's a lot of families that own different amount.
Yes.
This is
all under the Turkmen presidents,
You ever seen the
Turkmenistan
fucking
presidents.
Dubai police force?
Some of the cop cars, yes, I've seen some of them.
Yeah, they fucking use
There's a Lambo
supercars.
and shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they have to try and keep up with the other guys.
But,
Then you got the motherfuckers out in the middle of the fucking 1,000-yard stretch highways doing crazy fucking car tricks and shit.
But
Yeah, you want to have some fun? Look up Arab guys fucking tricking. They'll be on 2 wheels, hanging out of it and shit, firing off AKs. It's fucking ridiculous.
But
Sorry.
No,
Side.
you're good. But yeah, he pretty much just was gifted this power, and because of this, he had a semi-smart idea. He went to the UN and was like, "Hey, I want to be like Switzerland, Sweden. I want to be neutral on any fucking independence." And he got recognized to the same extent as them as Russia's not allowed to use us, China's not allowed to use us, Middle East isn't allowed to use us, America's not allowed to use us. Nobody is allowed to use us as a fucking power or a pawn because we are neutral, which is incredibly fucking smart.
Yeah.
And then, you know, a little known thing, 9/11 happened. And because of that, he was like, they might hate us. We're Middle East.
Well, Middle East-ish. Central Asia.
Well, I mean, he was right near, literally just north of Iran, just south of fucking Kazakhstan, and in between Pakistan and Afghanistan. He's Middle East, Central Asia. Like, he's right there, man.
I mean...
So he allowed America to use the airspace for refueling and shit like that.
Smart move.
Otherwise, people might have been annoyed.
I mean, to be fair, it's just mostly airspace for refueling. We're not bombing the shit out of them.
Now,
You know, it's not
sorry
bad.
about that. Cult of
A lot of
personality.
places.
Stupid facts of Bashi and and followers.
So
you like-
my favorite thing about my two favorite things that one of them is just like a random thing. My favorite thing is the revolving statue, always facing the sun, of Turkmenbashi in gold, as pimp as it gets.
With a cape.
The guy, with a cape, because he's a superhero.
He's got drip.
So
As the
the
kids
guy, as he says, is if you're gonna have a statue, you should always have the sun upon your face, right? And that's also kind of what he said because it's an Islamic country with Islamic rule, with Islamic Muslim rule.
Well,
Muslim,
Islam is the religion. Muslim is the type of kind of people / ethnic culture around the religion, similar to
Jews and Jews.
Yeah. So-
or wasps.
Yeah, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Anyway, so most of the country of those people in that country don't allow their women to have their face shown. He, on the other hand, allows the beautiful women of Turkmenistan, because I don't know if you've seen any of the women that they showed in the videos. A lot
That
of
he's
them-
been able to find.
the ones that'll show, but they are very pretty women, and he allows them to be seen. He wants them to be seen. The women do.
The ugly one's got to cover up, though.
Yeah, of course. But that's anywhere though. That's in New York too.
If you're in New York and you're below a 5, cover your face.
Yeah, that's why they have to wear a mask still. So,
Are you doing the hijab thing there? Oh, he's doing the support thing. Yeah. Okay.
I'm covering up.
Isn't that supposed to be like one of those like symbols for support of that, or like?
I don't know.
Fuck it, who cares? Whatever.
And
Politically
the
correct.
The
is
internet's a weird place.
the women do a lot of the.
Don't forget,
the
Ultron
heavy-
was on the internet for all of 30 seconds. Decided humanity needed to fucking go. Yeah, 4chan. Straight to pole.
Fucking that one place.
And that fucking goober is on that shit still. I can't believe he's a fucking goober.
But
So those are your fun facts?
no, the other one is that they have a rug museum.
A rug museum?
Yes.
A rug museum.
Look,
they don't have the ballet. There's no dogs allowed.
This is like 90
Oh yeah, there is
facts.
no dogs allowed. He doesn't like
Huh?
dogs.
This is like 90 facts.
No, no,
Oh
I-
yeah, there's no dogs. There's
Well,
no.
no, those-
there's no
well, 'cause
ballet.
these are
there's
re-
the
You
women
think
they
you
don't
want
have.
okay, he was trying to be really fucking
I'm-
old school cultural, and he thought that dogs were not a part of the traditional
No.
culture.
No, they
No.
smell bad.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
no, they
it.
smell bad too.
They
Yeah.
smell bad.
They smell bad and they were messy,
Yeah.
so he didn't allow it.
Yeah.
And
To be fair though, dogs
I
got
mean-
personality. Personality goes a long way.
I mean, also to be fair, most of their fucking cities
He caught the reference.
are built out of marble. Why would you want a dog in marble? I guess is what he's thinking, right? Like the dog's just going to destroy the marble. It's all marble, everything, all white marble.
Abigas, yeah. About
mean-
95% from what I
Why,
was
does
able to
dog
find.
piss destroy
But there's
marble?
also other spots that are marble too, because there's hotels and stuff that are marble that are barely even used.
Are the beds marble? Like that ice hotel?
No.
Yeah, the ice hotel where the beds are fucking ice too, apparently, or some
So
shit.
do you wanna say a couple fun facts and then we'll really get I'll start listing a couple of the ones that I want to say.
He wrote this book, right? He wrote
Runama.
wrote. We also ghostwriters and shit because
Allegedly.
And then apparently he had a giant version of it built.
Yes.
That opens up, has like some proverb in it, and then proceeds to project like video/sounds of the proverbs.
Yep.
So
onto the other page or some shit. Yeah. Sorry.
the Ruknama is so important in their culture. At least it was. I don't know since
Since he was poisoned.
No, he wasn't poisoned. He had a heart attack.
No, they say that some people think that he might have been poisoned.
So I'm gonna get this guy's name too.
Fun fact: did you know that he says the N word in that song? By the way. That's where I've been putting all this shit into. This is the fresh shit. And then this is all hash I've been saving.
The current chairman of the People's Council, the previous president, because his son took over. By the way, when
That's all the Keith. Yeah.
when Turkmenbashi passed away, because his family was basically exiled because they weren't Turkmens and he didn't want to ruin the perfect Turkmen lineage and idea.
Okay, kind of weirdly intolerant.
So his son didn't take over. He didn't even want his son nearby. He gave the office to his fucking dentist.
His fucking dentist.
So that is
I mean,
Gurbanjali. That's the first name. Bertie Muhammedu.
so fun fact, because you said that he gave he gave the country over to his dentist. So now Turkmenbashi would tell the elders that they should chew on chicken bones so that they would lose their teeth, hence not having to deal with any dental problems, saving them any money problems with dental issues.
No, so I heard it the other way. I heard that they should chew on chicken bones so this way they wouldn't have to go to the dentist because dogs have good teeth and animals have good teeth and they don't go to the dentist because they're always chewing on bones.
I heard it was that so that they pretty much would lose their teeth.
So that might have been like the actual reason, but like from what I heard is why he was telling people to do it was for that reason.
I mean, I do know of people who will bite open the chicken bones to eat the marrow in it and shit.
Yeah,
kind of weirdos, but
but we have to talk about. I just said his last name as well. He Bertie Muhammedu. Yeah, there you go.
So before we go to that guy,
we're gonna talk about Turkmenbashi because
a little bit more.
Well, the what's it called? The Rugmana or whatever.
Rumama. So
the book.
I've heard it pronounced as Ruknama, but it's spelt from what I can find in an English translation, Ruhmana. Runama.
Runama or something. But apparently, you have to read the whole entire book, and you have to pass. You have to be able to pass a test on the book.
To get a driver's license.
Driver's license
into any real job.
Yeah, and to do pretty much any civil job. Pretty much any job, really.
Yeah,
like take any test, you have to.
90% of the citizens are employed by the government in some way.
So, the other thing that I thought that was pretty
bad
drippy
in a way.
That was pretty drippy of Turkmenbashi was. I forgot the exact date. But it was like the 4th of July, or it was whatever the holiday was, or New Year's Day, or whatever. He gave every citizen in the capital.
Oh, it was like
a watch
1999, and it was a watch with his face on
with his face. And he also gave them all a calculator, and he said that this way they can calculate. This way they can calculate all the reasons why he's like the best leader for them. Or something.
I heard it was this way he could calculate like how good their money is compared to other money or some shit
something
too.
like that. Yeah.
All right, so I want to list a couple of my favorite fucking random facts of this man. Other than the fact that it's all white marble, they held
here's the thing.
They hold the Guinness World Record for it. They hold the Guinness World Record for the largest indoor Ferris wheel. They hold the Guinness World Record for
the
largest
desert. Is that opened yet?
What?
The Disneyland of the desert, they were calling the
So, yes and no, because some people refer to it already as like the Disneyland of the desert. Some people refer to it as an oasis, the oasis of the desert. Some people refer to specific parts. It varies from place to place on what you want to go by. Information is very hard to come by with Turkmenistan. Unless you work in specific avenues of the government, you do not have access to the internet at all.
which is also part of the reason why some of the stories and like how things took place are skewed and like depending on what resources you get the information from, you might hear different stories because I heard that
The chicken
that-
bone thing, as
no,
example.
but I also heard that the Soviet Union kind of just like was like, all right, we're done with Turkmenistan and we're kind of just gonna like leave them for their own being, and like didn't really like. It was almost like they were like, yeah, we're gonna go out for cigarettes and never came home type thing. That's kind of what I heard, but it was like there's a lot of things. So like you don't really fully know because everything is so secretive. It's so secretive, you know, like. So you don't. I don't know.
They have. I'm gonna go back to fun facts. They have the Guinness World Record for the largest safety briefing for a bicycle marathon or something like that. I don't know the kid's name, and I don't know any of the recent fun facts with him, but I'm not a personal fan of him. John Oliver does a great 30-minute long thing just talking about the eccentrics
He just
and
named a bunch of shit after himself.
yes.
He basically, yeah.
Hold on. He has a bunch of eccentrics,
All the-
like a 30-minute period about Burdu Muhammadel. He has like a 30-minute long exercise about that and just going over it in terms of different weirdness and, as stated, eccentrics of things that this man does. He's super into horses. He has over 600 of a particular breed of horse that's only available in in Turkmenistan, Central Asia, and it's so fucking weird.
Right?
I mean, having horses isn't
For-
that weird because
But
there are a lot of people that.
600 of them?
There's not that.
He has a book explaining his love for his most recent gift from his kid as here you go as a birthday present. Literally talking about how they would lay together and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean,
his
having
horses?
a lot of horses
Yes.
isn't crazy.
He'd lay with his horses?
But
I mean, I heard
yes.
horses can be very soft, so...
yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't consider having a bunch
You
of
get a
horses,
bunch of them
especially
in a
because a
line,
lot
you'd
of them are
probably be
worth
comfortable.
fucking a lot of money.
So
You know what's also
So
worth a lot of money?
Yeah, some of those the
Horse reproductive stuff.
yeah
Yeah, it's not it's not the fucking racing, it's the breeding of those fuckers
Oh, yeah.
for the racing. That's the
yeah
fucking
for sure.
money.
Yep.
Like the guy who won the Triple Crown, American Fair or whatever the fuck it was a few years back.
Oh yeah.
He,
$2 million, $3 million of fucking
Yeah.
pop.
so
So
hold
by
on.
the way,
I
you know
want to
when
talk more
people
about. I want to talk more about this because you
Yeah,
guys
'cause
got. I didn't interrupt you.
yeah, but, I mean, you said
So
a bunch of shit too.
Burmu Muhammadov.
Yeah, but you're
He
going.
also
You're talking about. You're not
he
even talking
also
about stuff.
in 2018
Let him
banned
cook.
anything but white cars. Only white cars are allowed to be purchased in Turkmenistan. Now, doing some research on this,
Yo, it must be so fucking hard to see during the summer, just all the sun. Oof.
yes,
Oh, it's probably
That's-
hot as balls too.
there are some great documentaries and great travel videos of the world's most exclusive, the world's weirdest, the world's this, and they talk about some of the shit that they saw while they were there. You're on a 4-day visa, pretty
Sorry,
typically,
here you go.
and at night, I was watching it. I'm gonna give a shout out to Yes Theory. There were something that I saw. They light that bitch up at night like Vegas. Everything is neon green outlines. It's awesome. Well, neon color outlines. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you cook now since I spoke too much.
Dad. You speaking too much.
Sorry.
Dad.
No. It's cool. It's cool.
you.
No, go ahead.
Oh, we were just kind of riffing on the whole horse thing by accident. I'm sorry. That was on me. Which, by the way, you know how many people fucking lost so much money because of that shit too? Because nobody had won a Triple Crown in 40 fucking years or some shit. We're just
Well, my man said that he wanted to talk, so go ahead.
If we wanted to fly to Turkmenistan right now, round trip, $1,200.
Yeah.
Huh. You're
But it's like a $200 per person visa to get in.
It's 18 hours and 25 minutes.
You have to have like press passes. You have to have specific reasons.
Yeah.
There was a podcast I was listening to. I don't know the name. I'm sorry.
We usually try and shout you out, but we're sorry.
Yeah. I just found you guys like 2 hours before we filmed this. I won't lie. I was listening to it while I was taking some.
Yeah, I was doing my basic research a few hours ago too. Yeah.
And they were doing something called the Mongol Rally, the Mongolia Rally.
That sounds badass as fuck.
It's a 12,000-mile rally. You cover 1/3 of the traversable Earth.
Is this
And
like on motorcycles?
no,
Horses?
Cars.
Oh.
and it
Oh, is it that thing that they think it's like a big race or some shit?
maybe it took them like 72 days to do this, and they were talking about Turkmenistan and how it's so exclusive. You aren't allowed to take specific photos of things. When they got into the country,
like, pretty
they
much
had
any-
to have visas as stated, and they were only allowed due to being in this rally. They set up like those GPS tracking things in the car as they pulled in, so this way they were known and recorded at all times where they were and what they were doing. If they were parked for too long in an area, whoop, fucking government police came by. If they were in the wrong spot, like too far,
Apparently somebody
police.
left. I mean, he could. I don't know. Like,
I don't know what the fuck he was doing to get a burn, but it looked like a burn.
I mean,
that's a sick burn, though.
what if he fell asleep and like whacked his face on the oven when he was drinking here or some shit? Or tripped or some shit. I don't know.
I don't know. Again,
Because those ovens are fucking hot and you fall into them, you'll burn yourself.
that's true. I fucking burned myself here earlier. And that was just touching something coming out of the oven.
All right. Well, there was a literal dumpster fire in the back of our studio, and
Not
now,
just us.
And now there's a dumpster fire on your
On your screen.
Screen. So
There's a dumpster fire in our hearts.
here's to the dumpster fire of our.
Anyway. So we were talking about the cult of personality and some of the wacky shits.
Yeah. So.
I think he also like set up a bunch of like weird naming his shit after his mother too.
He named
Well,
a bunch of...
he
in the
named-
Runama, it talks about renaming the days of the week and the months.
So
After
the one thing,
him, the book, people of his family.
So the one thing that was big with the Rumnama and Turkmenbashi was family. As we stated earlier, his father was killed by the Germans in World War II. His mother and his brothers were killed in the earthquake. So he didn't have a family. He was orphaned. So he has...
And then he orphaned his own family.
Yeah,
because they
which
were
is
Russian.
crazy. So...
What a fucking chotch.
So that's why you see like he has murals of his mother and his
Statues.
Yeah.
He named the days of the week and days of the month, months of the year out of his fucking family. Like, it's nuts.
And it's weird because he did orphan his own family. He basically just kicked them off to the curb.
Bye-bye.
But
He basically
family
put his own
family was a
version of
big
creation
thing.
mist in it.
Like that's what like family is a big part of the religion and the Turkmen people. Like,
He is Vin Diesel of the Asia
so like it's
family.
family.
I am Groot.
Drinks a lot of fucking Corona beer.
Jesus.
You know,
Why-
that was like I think that came up in like the fourth movie or some shit. Before that, is just whatever beer they had on hand, I think. I don't even think it's a sponsorship thing with them. I think they just use Corona for some reason.
No, they 100% get sponsored. But
I mean, does The Rock sponsor
Turkmenbashi-
him with his tequila now?
what?
You know, The Rock's tequila.
Everybody's got their own fucking tequila or whatever now.
Turkmenbashi, he so he took office in 1980, 1982, somewhere around there. He was about 40 years old. He died in 2006.
Some say
So
it was a
he
heart
was
attack.
about
Some say it was just natural causes heart attack. Some people think that it was a poison, that he was killed.
so he,
There was another attempt on his life that didn't.
He didn't even know what was going on, allegedly.
That wasn't successful. so it's not like
Was that us or
'Cause-
just whoever?
No, it was people of the
people.
the
Yeah,
people.
because
okay.
People of the people, by the people.
For the people.
Who's it? They thought it was like the Uzbek people.
Uzbekistan, maybe.
Because there was like
Uzbekistan?
There was a
do,
supposedly, a group of Uzbeki people that live in Turkmenistan that were opposed to Turkmenbashi.
Yeah.
So there was some speculation that they might have poisoned him. Who
Well,
knows?
I want to talk a fun fact again about Turkmenbashi with this. So, he takes over in 91 as being the president of it. So he's about 51-ish, 55-ish. He only had a 15-year reign. And during this, he wasn't exactly super old. But he also wasn't exactly fucking young. Because in the Middle East, Central Asia, wherever you want to call it, the lifespan isn't super high. And coincidentally, it gets even lower under his reign. But that's besides the point. Whoa. And because he's seen as being old, he starts off with gray white hair, and then he slowly turns himself into being a younger and younger appearance by dyeing his hair, getting some surgery, things like that, right? He ends up coming up with this in the Runama 12 stages of adulthood to childhood. There's childhood, there's youthful, there's teenage, there's adult, there's senior, there's this, and it's 12 different fucking ways.
Yeah, but that's not really too far off of how we view and how they break it down psychologically anyway, because they have the whole breakdown.
Before that, before that
So-
happened, before he made it official, a law, it was different. It wasn't until 1980. It wasn't until you were in your 80s that you were allowed to be considered a senior citizen. He made that a thing.
Wait.
The 80s, being in your 80s, is when you are now a senior citizen.
That's nice of him because I said once you're over 75, throw you in the furnace.
I mean, most of them didn't even live to 80 anyway. So it didn't matter.
Yeah, I'm aware. But what I'm saying is to have that as the senior cutoff and shit like that, because let's be real. Here in America, somewhere in the 55 to 67 years, depending on which state, how youthful you look, you can be considered senior to old, right? Or starting to get there. Legally, I think it's anywhere from 62 to 67, depending on what you're trying to claim. With that, how are you going to outdo America by 20 years? Not that, modern medicine hasn't raised the average life expectancy, but how are you going to do that?
I mean, the life expectancy thing was also kind of skewed by the fact that child and infant mortality rates were really fucking high back then. Because people were regularly living into their 60s anyway. But that's a whole other story for different
Into their
time.
60s, but people are...
If not later, depending on certain time frames.
But people are now living longer,
for
though.
fuck's sake, Moses lived to be
300 and some odd, yeah. Weird.
No, not Moses.
Some on months, like those crazy ass.
No, because
clingy-
Moses was after
This
the...
is my 75-month-old child.
It was Noah. I'm sorry. Noah was the one that lived... Because this was before the sky firmament bullshit, whatever the fuck creation.
He's talking Christianity stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that book.
That book.
That book.
That book.
But the Runama is basically more important than the Quran there. At least during Turkmenbashi's reign.
Which would probably really piss off certain people nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Or even back then.
Yeah, there is so many... I don't want to say so many. I was able to find 5 or 6 different good, worthwhile travel vlogs of going to and seeing the different things that happen in Turkmenistan. Yes, they went there within the past 4 months. That one was cool. Barry's travel, Barry's video vlog, Barry's something about travel. That one was cool. And he goes to see... the doorway to hell, things like that.
In person, that sounds really cool.
The Yes Theory guys, they go to, I want to say it's the town of Turkmenbashi. They leave Abagast And
We should do that thing where you go to North Korea to get you a haircut.
shout out to Boy Boy. If you love political satire, they're your guys. Not us.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, just cool videos.
Yeah.
But they
We should
they
get that on an
go
episode.
and they get invited to a wedding that they just visited like a random monument. They had a monument to. So they have monuments to again.
So monuments. Just a whole monument dedicated to their monuments. It's really fucking neat.
Honestly, I would believe it. But
Just imagine like there's a bunch of different smaller monuments on one big fucking.
it's a monument to the earthquake and all the lives lost of the 40s.
Oh wow, way to bring me down my joke with the fucking lives lost thing.
They have. So the Runama book was supposed to be in the center as part of like the Capitol building, being a main prop of that. But
You
that
know about
ended
the
up
giant
getting
book they made,
moved.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, but that ended up getting moved out of the center of town.
Oh,
There's barely any.
you know
There's barely anybody on the highways. It's all perfectly manicured. People have been quoted as seeing other people out there with fucking scissors trimming the grass. That is how perfectly, meticulously manicured they need this shit. Every hotel that you go to has a 5-star review, because of course they do.
wait, if they're doing that, why don't they just switch to moss like the Welsh did?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, did you know that most public spaces in Wales they use moss instead of grass? Well, like it goes out on its own. You just all right, that's good.
He's learning slowly but
This thing
surely.
did go out. I let it go. It was still burning.
Yeah, it just takes a second because the flames
The flame
have
flames.
to adjust the fucking torch.
The flame flames.
But these new ones are so specific.
Turkmenistan. It's so weird and so hard to find anything that's actually like valid in any real credible sources unless you actually see it, because it's just so isolated. They're in the. I want to say they were ranked 172 out of 178th on freedom of speech and freedom of public information.
That's-
It's nuts. There's there's numerous like bottom 10, bottom 15, just you guys are some of the worst in human in like the feeding regimes and the water and all sorts of fucking just anything. It's nuts. This guy doesn't care.
Huh? I'm looking something up about them.
This guy doesn't care.
Anyway, yeah, dude, it's a fucking
It's North Korea in Central Asia, Middle East.
yeah. It's I mean, like I said earlier, the whole like basic southern border is nothing
Oh.
but like mountains,
Uh,
like hard mountains too.
when Turkmenbashi stopped smoking, he banned people from smoking in Abagast. People were not allowed to smoke there. It
What?
was nuts.
I mean, Hitler did the same shit. Hitler banned smoking for health reasons.
But for like legit health reasons, not just
He also, fun fact, Hitler was also like the first guy to like pass anti-animal abuse laws ever.
yeah.
Yeah, like he made hitting and like hurting animals illegal. Like the first person to ever do that was fucking Adolf Hitler of all people.
So in 2013, they stopped using the Rumnana.
Did
Okay.
they really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I can see that.
I mean, yeah, I could kind of see that. That's like 7 years after he passed. People kind of move on a little bit. Still, though, I do
They have
think
a national holiday for melons.
for melons, it's
Yeah.
awesome. I want a fucking melon holiday.
No dirty cars in the country.
Yes.
Yeah, hence the all white car thing, right?
Yeah.
Although that's gotta be a pain in the balls because you hit a fucking bug in that thing, you're gonna spend the day fucking buffing that shit. Oh man.
Oh, see right there, his obsession with horses.
Yeah.
Wait,
Fucking told you.
What is it showing the horses? I want to see what one of these horses look like.
They're fucking. You know,
It's one of those crazy fucking.
Okay, it's a horse.
it starts with an F. The particular breed starts with F. It's like
Fafnir.
Farouk or something like that.
Yeah, it's one of those like Arabian horses.
Arabian Nights.
You ever see Hidalgo?
Arabian Nights.
Remember the movie Hidalgo?
No?
It had Viggo Mortensen, and it was about him doing like a fucking race through the desert against trying to win like some big Middle Eastern, like so he could buy all the horses. You don't remember that movie?
Bro, I don't even remember what I had for breakfast.
I don't even know what we're talking about right now.
What did you have for breakfast?
I don't know.
Was it?
Actually, that's not true. I do. I have almost the same thing every day for breakfast.
What, do you go to the fucking turnpike? Nah. Anyway, but wait, so you don't
Turkmenistan, it's a
remember
wacky
Hidalgo?
country, man. Honestly, do some research. I don't think we covered enough justice on this in terms of just the craziness of it. But check out some travel vlogs. There's a
one, right?
great documentary.
This one? F-R-E.
No. There's a great documentary that was made while Turkmenbashi was still alive, so sometime before 2006 by BBC guy. You can find it on YouTube. I'm going to
Black
look
guy?
it up real fast.
What are you talking about? Wait, the BBC guy? You're talking about
Let's find it.
what is his name? Oh god,
Undercover in Turkmenistan on Tracks Travel Documentary. Is that it? No. That's not a bad one, though.
Who's
It's
the
the
guy who-
Happy Dictator.
Who's the guy?
Absolute.
Oh, The Happy Dictator. Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That's a good one. By Absolute Documentaries is where
There's,
I found
the
it on
guy
this.
with the Russian guy or whatever. That guy was good.
Yeah.
The guy with the glasses. That guy was good.
I think this kind of is it for us, though.
I think it's time for bed.
I mean, there's like trying to think what else we could kind of close out with December and because I think next one we're doing Christmas movie.
Join us on our next one where we're going to be talking about Christmas movies, celebrating our 50th episode.
3 Jews talk about Christmas movies.
Well, maybe 3 Jews. At the very least 2.
Well, I'm not invited.
I'm not.
Fuck you, bitches.
I'm agnostic.
You're by heritage.
Actually, no. Technically, I am
Ordained by Dudism, yes,
Yes,
we know.
I'm a dudist. I'm ordained. Don't fuck with me. I can marry motherfuckers. I will legally marry some people.
For our 1,000 subscriber special, he's
Yes.
going to marry 2 people.
It
Find
could
out
be
who.
you.
It could be you.
Don't forget, when I hit 500, I make a Pornhub. If we could get 250 before Christmas, I'll do the Christmas version with the whoever the fuck.
I
it
don't think
was.
that's happening.
No, probably not. I think it's Christy T. Whoever the fuck it was, her holiday pictorial. Whatever.
But
Seriously though, what the fuck am I calling that channel?
stumbling down your pants.
Really? It sounds
I
kind
don't
of
fucking
silly.
know,
Tumbling
man.
down your pants road.
Whatever. Somebody in the fucking comments help us figure it out.
Sleepy time, bitches.
Somebody's getting cranky.
Huh?
Somebody's getting cranky because
It's
they
time
haven't
for
had their
you.
afternoon nap.
Bed.
So,
Oh, that's coming from Mr. Attitude over there.
Taco Bell in bed. I don't even know if I'm gonna make it to Taco Bell. Just be straight.
Oh, Taco
like I said,
Bell.
join us.
Taco Bell.
Join us
Product
for
placement with Taco Bell.
reference. Join us for
Reference the reference counter.
our Christmas movie 50th subscriber special. We'll try and find some royalty-free, no copyright fucking Christmas shit to put up, and we'll talk about it.
Home Alone.
You know what I just found out? The Christmas Story is actually technically part of a 6-movie series, and not just the shitty sequels.
Good night, people.
Can we talk about Home Alone?
Parahatlık yürek bayrağı Elem zahan mehr muhani Türkmenistan bahar bayramı Türkmenistan dostluk mekanı Ömer, dine Ömer Can vatanım Türkmenistan'ım Ömer, dine Ömer Can vatanım Zöveyyem azap çağım var Yalkım hasyan şamsılağım var Hak dilemez büyük gerçeğim